Electric motorcycles have historically been quite the mixed bag, and they were either super expensive models that you really couldn't justify unless you were a really committed biker, very wealthy, or someone who really wanted their two-wheel experience to be zero emissions. Or they were slow motorcycle wannabes, limited in speed, range and capabilities in the interests of making them affordable. That put many hardened motorcyclists off buying one and didn't do a whole lot to inspire confidence in first-time or novice riders either. In the last 4 or 5 years, that's changed dramatically, with more and more electric motorcycles coming to market that offer the casual biker or daily commuter a chance to go all electric with decent performance, decent range, and in some cases, rapid charging capabilities. While some brands have come and gone, and other larger names like Harley-Davidson are promising electric in the future, Zero Motorcycles has been a brand that's earned itself a good reputation in the two-wheeled world, offering a range of different models to suit many different budgets and needs. Pretty much ever since it hit the market, Zero has updated its electric motorcycle range on a yearly basis, and this week it unveiled its new 2019 lineup. Its flagship models, the 2019 Zero SR and Zero DSR, offer the best performance and range of any Zero to date. Its lightweight Stealth Fighter FX and Supermoto FSX promise sporty handling and the simple battery swapping for less than the price of many used electric cars. And that's got me thinking, is this year's 2019 Zero range enough to get you out of your car and onto an electric motorcycle? Or are they still very much too pricey for all but the most committed of motorcycle enthusiasts? Electric motorcycles, since very few have gears or clutches to worry about, are a lot easier for beginners to ride, but I know some of you here are already reeling at the idea of giving up the security of comparative safety of a four-wheeled vehicle for being vulnerable on two wheels. And how you view motorcycles in general probably depends on your experiences thus far in life and which country you live in. So for the purposes of this video, let's assume that you're already open to the idea of a two-wheeler and either have motorcycle experience or are willing to give it a go with a correct training and decent safety gear. In that case, assuming that you're already open to the idea, will Zero get you on an electrically powered two-wheeler? Well, to tackle the issue of price, electric motorcycles are way more expensive than most internal combustion engine ones, at least when it comes to commuting. Zero's entry-level FX and FXS can be configured with a single 3.6 kilowatt-hour battery pack, or two 3.6 kilowatt-hour battery packs for a total of 7.2 kilowatt-hours. Each battery is removable and small enough to carry, meaning that you can leave your bike parked somewhere safe and haul your battery pack with you into the house or the office. And for 2019, Zero has made some battery pack tweaks too, with a better battery management system that should keep the battery healthy for longer, as well as aid with storage charge. While the range of the FX and FXS with 3.6 kilowatt-hour battery pack is just a measly 27 miles, that's 43 kilometres combined highway city driving, it's also worth noting that most people commute less than 20 miles a day to and from work. So that tiny battery pack could be recharged from empty to full in just under 5 hours from a 110-volt outlet. So if you do need to go further in your workday, then you probably could charge up while you're at work. So far, so good. Both the FSX and FX have more torque than previous years and produce either 20 kilowatts or 34 kilowatts of peak power, depending on if you opt for one or two battery packs. Top speed isn't super fast at 85 miles per hour, that's 137 kph, but to be honest, neither of these bikes are built for cruising at speed. They're built for zipping in and out of traffic and filtering, if that's legal where you live. Because they weigh the same as your average 125cc motorcycle, they also shouldn't be too much for even a beginner to handle, but they offer about 4 times the average power output of a 125 internal combustion engine bike, meaning you shouldn't feel as vulnerable as you might on a 125. If we look at the Zero S, SR, DS and DSR, those are Zero's other motorcycles, there are some big improvements for 2019 too. The DS ZF 7.2 has been tweaked with 35% more power and an increase in top speed to 98 miles per hour, that's 158 kph. It, like the Zero S ZF 7.2, has extra space for storage because it has a smaller battery pack, which again makes for an interesting commuter ride. And both of these bikes come in at under $11,000 or equivalent versus the $8,500 for the entry-level FX and FXS. There are longer range versions of the S, SR, DS and DSR with optional battery tanks or charge tanks giving up to 223 miles, nearly 360 kilometres around town, and 150 miles, 241 kilometres combined. That's a big improvement on the previous year's models, but for that you'll be looking at nearly 20 grand, at least if you go for the higher powered SR or DSR variants. And yes, while these bikes have been upgraded too, the DS and DSR now get dual sport goodies such as standard touring windscreen, handguards and 12-volt accessory outlets. That's a lot of money for a commuter bike, and honestly, if you're thinking about spending that much money on a motorcycle, the chances are that you're already very wealthy or very committed to buying an electric motorbike. At $8,500 before incentives, some states do offer incentives in the US, just as some countries outside of the US also do, the Niro FX and FXS do seem like good candidates for commuter bikes for beginners. If you've got a little more cash, the entry-level S or DS may also be an option. I should note too that Niro has just announced its charge tank add-on accessory, which adds a standard J1772 charging system that allows its bikes to charge at public charging stations, can now be retrofitted to any of the S or DS variants made since 2015. That's not hugely relevant to the video in question, but it may be of use for those of you who are looking for a used electric motorcycle instead of a new one. Commuting on two wheels is certainly very much of a personal decision. You'll either love it or hate it, you'll either feel safe or you won't. But motorcycles can help reduce congestion and are a lot easier to park. I currently don't own a motorcycle myself, but I've got to admit, I'm really jonesing for one now. Would you ride to work on an electric motorcycle? Does the Niro range now offer what you'd look for in an electric motorbike? Or is it a little like a car and you'd want more range and a lower price? That's it. Don't forget to give us your thumbs up or your thumbs down, leave a comment, and as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell below. As always, thanks so much to our Patreon supporters, without which we'd not be able to produce any daily content for you all to enjoy. You can join them for yourself at patreon.com/Transport Evolved and make a donation from as little as $1 per month. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep evolving.